Welcome back to Inside Michigan Football. I'm now joined by the co-defensive coordinator and coach in the defensive backfield, Steve Clinkscale. And Coach, you just made a comment at the break because DJ Turner's going to join us a little bit, and I just said, hey, great kid. Love talking to him. It's great to see him around the building. And you'd said something, hey, he's growing up fast. How enjoyable is it for you, especially now that you've been here for a couple of years, to see the growth in your student athletes?
Well, that's the number one priority for me. Football is amazing, and this sport has brought us all together, and it's done wonderful things for our families and our education and everything. But just seeing them develop, as men, they come in a certain way, and you see them starting to mature and be leaders and be more accountable. And that's what you ask for. You tell the parents when you recruit them, they're going to leave here, better than what they came. And so it's always, pretty good to see that process and see them grow up.
I was up in Dave Abeloff's office, and he's got a picture of the team this past year in front of the state capitol, and it's the entire team, and it's the coaches and their families. I saw you in the corner there with your family. How important is it to have that time away from football with the student athletes and your family as well, so that they know that, hey, you're not just the coach that gets on them and you support them, but that you're a man outside of football as well?
Well, I think that's extremely important for them to see that human side of me, Yeah. And I like having my young. I have all boys, so I like having my young men around them, because it gives them, inspiration to, go to school, do things right. If you play in a sport, maximize your ability, and this could possibly happen for you. So, and then for the players to see, myself and my wife, and just the interactions and us be, down to earth with them, makes us a whole lot more relatable. So when I am, being demanding on them or to them, it's a lot easier for them to understand where I'm coming from.
You got a new co-defensive coordinator in Jesse Minter. How's that relationship developed, and how things going on game day with the communication between the two of you guys?
We have a great relationship. When we interviewed him, I knew right away we speak the same language. You got two DB guys who come up in the same, similar type background, and he's been amazing. And Jesse, he's the guy he's making the calls. He's doing a great job, and we kind of go back and forth like far as if I got anything I want to say or add to it, but he does a great job of, taking the lead and developing the defense and getting them to understand what we're trying to get accomplished. So, but the relationship has been amazing, and we continue to challenge each other. And it's always good to have someone who speaks the same language in there with you. So then you can, hey, I'm not sure about this. I want to do this. And then we kind of help each other out and make sure that we do the most sound thing for the DBs.
A couple of big challenges the last couple of weeks, the wideouts for Maryland, a couple of talented receivers, a handful of talented receivers, and a quarterback that slings the ball around. Different style of offense against Iowa. How have you seen this defense adjust to those different styles?
Well, I think the game plan has helped them adjust, and then, we've got to just continue to finish. We talked about it earlier, the development, the relationship, after the game. I mean, we're happy for the win and everything, but I can see the personality of Coach Harbaugh and myself taking a hold of the players and them not being real satisfied with how we played the last drive, the last two games. And so, they came, today with just a little bit different approach to the game. We had a pretty good Monday, and, so it's good to see that. But I think that each game, like last week, had to stop the tight end. The week before, they had three really good receivers. This week, they have really good receivers that are throwing the ball 50 times a game. And one young man, he's got like 33 catches, got 15 more catches than anybody else. So it's going to be more of a perimeter skill deal. We're going to have to definitely match up with these guys. And I think they're up for the challenge. And we challenged them after the game last week and again today. And I'll challenge them again tomorrow all the way until Saturday. So, this is another battle for us. Our ultimate goal is to be national champs and win the Big Ten. So this is another battle. And I just tell the guys, you can't look ahead, you can't look past, but you got to understand what our ultimate goal is. So we got to continue to challenge ourselves.
The secondary, you guys, obviously we talked about the challenge against Maryland and a different challenge against Iowa, but, you've got a mix of some veteran players, some young players. How have you seen this group really come together and support each other and then on the field go out there and produce?
It's definitely a brotherhood with the group. They definitely hold one another accountable. They coach each other during practice. If somebody's not, doing something right, you'll see a player run on the field and take them off and get that rep. And, hey, you're not ready. Sound like me out there. Sound like a coach. But, just having the young guys and the old guys kind of blend together has been awesome. Sometimes the old guys, don't always – in certain situations, help the young guys or vice versa, but that's not been the case with these guys. They welcome with open arms, and they challenge each other. And they know it's always, every week, corner, nickel, safety, there's always a good chance for rotation, different starters. And they know that we're always trying to challenge one another.
Mikey Sam is still up for a big challenge this year, switching over from wide receiver to mostly a nickelback, but in your defensive secondary. How have you seen him tackle that challenge?
Mikey's been a great addition. Got to give Coach Harbaugh all the credit there. We talked about it on the off season, and I said, Coach, I trust you. I'm gonna go with it. And after the first practice, he's just been refreshing. He's picked up the scheme pretty well, learning the nuances of what they're trying to do and how they're trying to attack him. He's learning that every week. He's constantly texting me after games, watching football games. Hey, I like this. Hey, I want to do this technique a little bit better. My eyes got to be better. Like, he's always constantly coaching himself, and you really appreciate that as a coach. And then he also attacks it. He's been a great addition, though. He's a great blitzer. He tackles well, and he's been a really good leader in our room as well.
And it seems, especially since, he's not obviously new to the program. He knows and he's seen you guys work from a different perspective last year, but you use him in so many different ways. We see him coming off the edge. We see him covering receivers, slot receivers, wide receivers. When you have a player like that, how much fun is it to be able to figure out new ways to use him?
Well, the one thing, to figure out the new ways is always kind of innovative, but what he does is he gives you opportunity to put other guys on the field and figure out ways to use other players too, especially when he can play corner and nickel. And you can use a couple other guys in a situation to cover up, cover a tight end or cover a running back who may be a mismatch. So he really gives us a lot more versatility. But we always trying to find ways to keep him involved. And he does such a good job with the blitzes. You bring that up, and he's a natural at that, and he's so fast and explosive. But, we're just excited to see him out there every day. And I just want to continue to push him. And he's done a great job with DJ, who you mentioned earlier. They're constantly challenging each other, and I think that they all keep setting the bar higher and higher. It's going to be a big challenge for us this week, and I'm definitely ready for our guys to respond. We played okay last week, and I think we can do a whole lot better. So Mikey's going to be leading that charge to perform better than we have in the past couple of weeks.
I want to take a quick break and come back in just a minute and talk about some more of your guys, but DJ had another one in his hands. What's the coaching point for him on that one?
Well, he's a smart player. He saw something the drive before. He talked to the safety, and he said, hey, if these receivers come together, we're going to pass them. And they did, and he jumped in. The ball was just a little too far inside, but, really it's a dropped INT, so I told him I wasn't happy, so he said, I'm going to get you two. So we'll keep, we always try to challenge each other. So this week he's going to be ready to prepare to try to take that ball away.
We'll be back with Coach Clinkscale with a little bit more in the defensive secondary in just a moment. This is Inside Michigan Football from Learfield. Coach Clinkscale joins us here again on Inside Michigan Football. And Coach, I want to talk to you about some more of your guys. One of the guys that has been tested over the last couple of years, and this year it seems like he's not tested as much because he's been very productive, and that's Jamon Green. What is it that he's doing this year that is distracting or causing quarterbacks not to come his way?
Well, I think they tried him early in the season, first couple games, first couple drives. People try to take shots on him, and I think he consistently showed them that he can run and he can stay on top of the routes. I think the biggest improvement for him is just really understanding the game. You know, the leverage, the assignments, having his eyes right, keeping his body position. He's it's a big body kid. He's 6'1". He stays square. He does a pretty good job with that, and he runs faster than what people think. And so, he's got to continue just to build on it. Like I said, having so many guys, having DJ and Will Johnson and Mikey, guys I can use that corner too. I'm always pushing those guys. So I think that's helped too, that motivation, knowing that there's other guys that can easily step in that position. So he's always challenging himself to try to get better every week.
Makari Page, just like Mike Sammer still seems like, I see him all over the field. I see him down in the box. I see him roaming around in the secondary. And I know you're a guy on the sidelines that gets fired up. When he brings a couple of those hits, I mean, that's got to fire you up.
Yeah, he's such a physical player. His range, we played him a lot more this past week. He and Rod took majority of the safety snaps, and, they both are very physical guys. They're, and do a great job with their hands, great body position, but they're very smart too. They're able to get us aligned and make all the calls so we can execute. But it's really exciting watching them just come down and fit in the box and fit on the edge and blitz them. And, he's got really good body control. And we had a blitz that he came free. The ball got off, so he didn't tackle the quarterback, but he hit him and he was under control. Just seeing a guy with that height and that skill set is pretty impressive.
Another guy you mentioned just a second ago, Will Johnson. Fans always see stars and they start to create expectations. How have you seen him develop and handle some of that pressure as well as getting more time on the field?
He's right there where he needs to be. He continues to play more each game. We started getting about 15 to 30 snaps a game with special teams and defense, and he's right there. And I think we can keep adding to his plate. When a guy comes in with that much expectation this day and age with media and all the social media and everything, they always feel like they got to live up to it each play. And I really kind of, told him, listen, just play your game. Don't worry about pleasing anybody. Just worry about, you just trying to get better every day, just stacking each day on top of each day and improving. And, he's really hard on himself. Most good players, most great players are. And so, that balance has always been a thing that we got to continue to work on. But he's done a great job. He's mature. He picks up the defense very well. I love watching him play, and I definitely want to continue to play him more for sure.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time, and we'll look for you down in Bloomington.
Awesome. Thanks. Go Blue.